Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
What is going on, guys? Oh, man, what a weekend it has been for me. It's been kind of a busy week, but this weekend was our concert assessment. And what that means, as a band director, we prepare all year long. Actually, we prepare them from 6th grade until whatever age they are that they're going to concert assessment. We take an 8th grade band, a 9th grade band, 2 high school bands, a concert band and a symphonic band. I direct the concert band in the high school. And what we do is we prepare pieces of music and we teach them sight reading and things, and we go in front of some judges and they judge us and tell us how well they've learned up until this point in their music career. And they give them ratings and things. And our bands, all 4 of them, received superior ratings. In other words, they all 4 got the highest ratings they could possibly get. And I'm so thrilled. It was such an experience. But I'm going to talk to you today about some mistakes that I've made in this hobby. They're not huge mistakes. I haven't sold anything like a $30,000 card or anything like that. Like, those of you who follow me know that I have a very, very small budget, and that's why these mistakes are not big, but they have impacted my collecting. And so before I do that, I actually want to show you some cards. Do you guys know the 64 Topps Giants? A lot of you might. A lot of you probably do. I love those cards. I'm starting a Brooks Robinson run, and I have his 64 Topps Giant right here. Wonderful card. What's kind of cool on the back is they have like a newspaper type clipping to talk about some things. I have a stack of those right here. Here's Jim Bunning, Gary Peters. These are just awesome cards. Bob Bailey, oversized. They were all-star cards. Well, they were done around the all-star break. Let's see. I wanted to get some you may know a little more. Al Kaline, awesome. Rocky Calavito. It's a great card. Anyway, I love these, and there's 60 in the set, and I had at one point decided to do the whole set, and I've made it to about 20 of them. So, and then I wanted to do other things. So anyway, at some point, I may revisit that set. I may not. But anyway, the mistakes that I've made, let me tell you about a recent one that I made. And the title, I'm going to, 4 mistakes I've made, or were they, or something like that. I haven't exactly decided yet. And so a couple years ago, I was given this stack. These are autographs, and I've shown these before. There are a lot of prospects. There are some like Garrett Mitchell's playing in the league for the Brewers. There are a lot of, there are some cards in here of some bigger names, not huge names, but some guys that actually are playing in the league right now. And so I got these, and in this stack, there were 2 autographs of Cal Raleigh. And, this year he had kind of a monstrous year. And when he started to get hot a little before the All-Star break, when people started to really take notice, I thought that it would be the best time ever to pull those autographs out. And they were rookie autos. One of them was numbered to 50. And I just decided, what better time than now than to sell those. And so if I can find some pictures, I'll put some pictures up here. If not, I just pointed for no reason. But if I can do that, I will. But I sold them on eBay, and I haven't sold anything on eBay. In fact, I made a video about my 2 first eBay sales. I haven't sold anything since. I'm not a seller. I'm a collector. And so, but I decided to do that because there was something that I really wanted, and I was trying to save up for a Stan Musial 48 rookie and a 48 Bowman. And so I was like, maybe I could sell these and kind of help me get there. Well, the mistake came where I knew that he was hot. And and I was like, well, maybe I should wait. But I wanted to make sure, if I just go ahead and sell them, and you may say, well, that's not a mistake. You just made a decision. Yes, I did. And it's not, you can say it's a mistake. You can say it's not a mistake, but I sold them right before the All-Star break. I sold them for a pretty good price, and it helped me get this card right here, which I absolutely adore and love. It's one of my favorites in my collection. And so, and I've showed that many times, but if I would have waited until the end of the season, when he broke the American League record, most for a catcher, all the things, that card right now, right at the time the season was ending, was probably real hot, but right now it's even triple. Those cards are both triple the price that I sold them for. And so if someone's turned around and sold them, they made a pretty good penny. But that was just a mistake I made. Sometimes you make a decision, and hindsight's 2020. But at the time, it was what I wanted to do, and it still helped me get that wonderful card. And so, you can say it was a mistake. You can not say it was a mistake, but I could have made some more money on them for sure. Quite a bit more money. If I'd have kept them for a long time, maybe I'd have made a lot of money. But who knows? Anyway, regardless, I sold them. That was the deal. So the next mistake that I made is I was given a set, and I've shown that set before. There's a video of me holding up a box of cards, what's in this box, and things like that. Well, one of the sets was a 1983 and 84 top set. I had both of them, and in the 83 set is the rookies of Dan Marino and John Elway. And so, and I went through the set, and the set was in great condition, and I can show pictures of those cards of the 84s and 83s. And I don't even know if I told you they were football top sets, but I don't collect football cards. And so, but I did love those cards, and they're kind of iconic rookie cards in the football hobby. And so, they were in great shape. I should have sent them off to get them graded and maybe sold them that way. But what I did is I took that set to a card shop. And if you don't know me, I've been trying to kind of do this set a little bit. Some guys have reached out to me to try to help me with that. Said they have some cards that they would love to give me. I'm not asking for handouts, but if you guys have any of the 52 through 87 Cardinals, even newer sets, I'll probably keep going at some point. Let me know. But what I did is I took him into a card shop, and he had a bunch of cards from the 50s through the 80s kind of set aside, and he let me just go through those and pick out all the Cardinals that I could find. The thing was, all the Hall of Famers were already pulled out. They weren't very expensive cards. I did get a bunch of 58s and things like that, and I just gave him those sets for all these cards, and there were several stacks of them. But now looking back on that, I should have kept those sets, because I really feel like I could sell those. It had all the key rookies in both the 83 and 84 set. And I think Marcus Allen was one of them. I don't know a whole lot about football. I'll put them up here, and maybe I'm wrong on who the actual rookies were. And I may be wrong which set they actually came from. I'm pretty sure that the Elway and Marino were in the 83 set, but I should have kept those. So I could have sold them a better way and made some money and really got something that I really, really wanted. Something, and I do want to do those sets, that surf set, but there's not a lot of expensive cards, and so I shouldn't have done that to try that. Another thing that I did when I got back in, one of my collecting stories, is I collected when I was a kid. I did all those things, and then my mom, and then I just kind of got away from it. And when I moved to Arkansas, I didn't even watch baseball for a while, for several years. My wife didn't even understand how big of a baseball fan I was growing up until my son started playing, and my mom gave me her binder. And I've talked about that many times. I'm not trying to talk about that now. But there were a bunch of 1968 cards in there, and I was talking to someone like, what do you think my steps would be? And and he didn't give me bad advice. He just gave me what he would do. And he said, I would build the 68 set. The Nolan Ryan rookie was already in the binder, and there were several other Hall of Famers. He was like, you already have the biggest card in the set, many of the big cards, and you would just have to get maybe the bench rookie and the mantle and a few others, and then finish off that set. And so I spent the first couple of years of my collecting journey building that set. And I've shown this set many times. Here's the set. It's beautiful. I love it. It's got all the cards in it. There are several Hall of Famers that you saw there's an empty one. Those are graded Hall of Famers. I found a player in the set that I've been able to meet and get some autographs from and talk to. So there are a lot of reasons I love this set, and I'm glad to have it. But I have a small budget, $25 a month. And it took me 2 years to build this set. And I had to I sold a trumpet to get the mantle, and I just made some sacrifices and did some things, found ways to kind of nickel and dime my way there. But that tied up 2 years of my hobby. And I have a bunch of cards of people I don't know. And that's fine. Like I said, I love the set, and I'm not going to get rid of it. But I could have so been collecting. Now I'm trying to do player runs and things like that. And the things are just a little bit more expensive. And I could have so been collecting those this entire time. So to me, that was kind of a mistake. I tied up 2 years of my hobby doing that. With this surf set, I'm just doing it as I can, maybe asking for some help or for some people who have cards they don't want. They can be, kind of beat up. But with this set, it took a lot of my resources and a lot of my time, and I didn't move on from the hobby until I got it done. So it was a long process, and I kind of wish that I would have gone a different route. I would have a lot different collection now and a lot more cards, maybe graded cards and things that I would want, and those things. And another thing, I like SGC, and SGC is right here. One of the mistakes that I think I've made is trying to, I have all my graded cards currently. Like, you can kind of see some graded cards here. Pujols rookie, Bob Gibson. There's 63, Mays, and Musial, and everything I have is SGC. And I even got a BVG Lou Brock rookie one time and cracked it out and sent it into SGC. Nothing wrong with that. I love SGC. I love SGC. That's why I did it. I think cards look better in SGC. Some people disagree, and that's fine. I know Dylan, Double D, disagrees. He likes the stuff in PSA holders. He doesn't think it looks good in the SGC. I don't necessarily disagree with the modern stuff. I like the vintage in the SGC holders. But since I've done that, I've kind of cornered myself. Now I can find, I'm wanting to do a Brooks Robinson run, and I can find all kinds of his cards for pretty cheap in PSA holders because people have just graded with them more in the past. And so, and that's kind of where I'm at the end. I have 3 more Lou Brock cards, and all 3 of those cards I can afford on a monthly budget in PSA, and I can't find them in SGC. I've got one of them in SGC that I can maybe afford right now. And so, there's a bunch in PSA. And so I kind of nickel and dimed, or not nickel and dimed. I kind of cornered myself, or had made that bet, or whatever you want to call it. And so I don't mind going away from that for the Brooks Robinson run and having kind of a mixed collection. I don't really want to do that for my Lou Brock run because I've got all but 3 in SGC. So just think about that when you get started. Think about, am I going to want to collect this style of holder this whole time? I'm not collecting holders. I'm collecting the cards. But the cards in the holders, I like the way they look. I like the way they present. And so, but it makes it harder for someone on my budget. And then that's what my last video was about. Trying to convince myself that cards don't need to be in slabs because my budget can only buy so much. And so if I would expand those things and be more willing to have raw stuff, be more willing to have PSA stuff, even BVG stuff, who cares? Then maybe I would have a wider collection. And maybe if I wouldn't have tied up myself for 2 years getting that 68 set done, now I wouldn't have the 68 collection. So that's why, are they mistakes? Or are they not? Or are they happy accidents? Oh, Bob Ross. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. It's kind of it's not really an opinion. I just wanted to share some things with you on some decisions I'd made. And so there you have it. I appreciate you guys. Stay blessed. I love you guys. And thanks for listening, and thanks for commenting. Tell me some mistakes that you've made. I'd love to hear them. I'd love to get that conversation going. Have a good one. Bye.